The Second Republic has put special emphasis on infrastructural development as a key enabler to the realization of aspirations of the National Development Strategy 1, NDS1, and Vision 2030. Infrastructure development is regarded as the bedrock for economic development, as it facilitates trade and connectivity, while also leveraging the country's economic inclusion. Efficient and reliable infrastructure is no doubt critical towards realization of national priorities. Thus, government embarked on a number of infrastructural projects such as upgrading of airports, emergency road rehabilitation programs focusing on upgrading of road networks, dam construction, and social services upgrading. The government also embarked on re-engagement and engagement drives to lure foreign direct investment. In this proposition, the air and road networks and infrastructure are the areas seriously attended to.
The government realized that as an enabler, aviation takes investors and tourists into the country, thereby contributing directly to the development of tourism, hence enabling economic development. The handling capacity of the current terminal as designed was 2.5 million passengers per annum. The capacity of the improved airport is 6.5 million passengers per annum. What it means is the engagement and re-engagement efforts, once they start paying dividends, we expect a boom in visitations from tourists, and therefore we needed to be ready for an improved and developed Zimbabwe to receive tourists, for them also to feel the comfort of our country from landing on our airports to visiting our tourist areas.
The Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport, the biggest hub in the country for international and domestic travel, is one of the mega projects which the government of Zimbabwe embarked on. The Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport expansion project began in 2018, and it was supposed to be finished in 2021, but due to the prevalence of the COVID-19 pandemic, the period was extended further.
The airport project started in 2018, and it was scheduled to be completed by 2021. But due to the COVID pandemic, it became impossible because our contractor moved on to a complete shutdown as per the country's laws, and of course, being foreign, they also had to follow directions given by their country. At one point, we had most of the senior staff returning to China, and there was no work going on. Therefore, we had to negotiate an extended schedule. And as you will witness, the completion came in mid-June, if not end of May. Right now, the terminal is complete, but we have tenants who are fitting. Remember, we have shops, duty-free shops in there. We have also necessities shops in there. So we have allowed a month for our tenants to do shop fitting, which befits the quality of the facility that we have provided. And hence, His Excellency the President agreed that he will officiate at the commissioning on the 13th of July.
Actually, the construction for the international terminal has been done. Let's say 98%, because we are still working on the air bridges because it's delayed by the shipment. But I think we are here to open the new terminal, and then from here we are going to do refurbishment to the existing terminals, because we can only start the refurbishment work after we complete the new terminals.
The airport expansion project consists of 2 terminals, expanded on both sides, which are the departures terminal and the arrival terminal, to make it all-inclusive as an airport terminal.
It's effectively one big terminal building, which we are going to link. So we are going to link the new wings with the existing terminal building to allow for increased space for both departures and arrivals. We were loosely referring to the northern side of the terminal building as the departure side, because that is taking the greater part of the departure area is taking the greater part of the terminal building, and then the other side is the arrival side, because the greater part of the space is also occupied by passenger processing area. So that's the reason why we're just loosely referring to one side as the departure, the other side as the arrival. But otherwise, it is going to be one big terminal building that we are going to link, and passengers will be using the entire terminal building once the refurbishment of the existing infrastructure is complete. So that is the plan that we have with this new airport.
The 2 new terminals consist of state-of-the-art features, such as the self-check-in system to speed up the check-in process, the flight information system, actually known as FIDs, for easy identification of flights, restaurants and duty-free shops, prayer rooms, smoking rooms, a holding lounge, and a quarantine center in the arrivals terminal, among others. Before expansion of the Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport used to serve around 2.5 million people per annum. And now the capacity has increased to around 6.5 million per annum. Boarding gates have been increased from 6 to 16, and the aero bridges increased from 3 to 7. The new arrivals terminal has a magnificent view.
We are going to receive much more volume of passengers and cargo, and this is a reflection of our response as Airport Company of Zimbabwe to the vision of His Excellency the President, Comrade Idi Mnangagwa, that Zimbabwe is open for business. When we say Zimbabwe is open for business, we as a company wanted also to show our dedication, our commitment, which reflects also the inspiration of His Excellency, Government of Zimbabwe, and people of Zimbabwe. When we have this world-class airport, Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport will be one of the best because it's open door, first entry into Zimbabwe. And from here, the investor can be assured that his investment in Zimbabwe will be worth because he will collect the dividends in foreign currency. From other side also, when you look at a project of this nature, this project of construction of airport infrastructure doesn't happen often. Is to benefit future generations of Zimbabwe. At least from next 15 to 20 years, Zimbabwe is properly equipped to develop its capacity as a nation, as a country. Airport construction is also a reflection of great friendly cooperation, economic cooperation between Zimbabwe and Republic of China. We wanted to thank people of China, government of China, for confidence they had in Zimbabwe, that it shows that we are capable of running our own destiny. And that means that for investment of such a magnitude, there has to have a recovery process. And that recovery process will be the traveling of our people to outside the world and welcoming tourists, welcoming business community of the world.
Travelers, most of whom have extensively traveled across the globe, positively commented on the new facelift at the country's biggest air terminal.
We're excited, and seeing some developments here. It's really beautiful, you know. I haven't really seen much from the inside, but from the outside, it really looks beautiful. As a band that has been touring for, 14 years? 14 to 15 years, somewhere there. You know, we've been to like the biggest airports, the smallest airset and Bomawana. So I think this is really important. Yeah, believe me, we've seen the best and we've seen the worst. Yeah. So this is really nice. I'm really impressed. You know,
But I said the old one, the new one, at least about we are on the way to Sunyaswit. I'm sorry, you took a chum, Saramba, Pants, Panapega, and just opinion out also.
Chakasutpa, Lagasuta Basamacha. Actually,
it's very amazing because it will be actually attracting the tourists to come and more airlines to come, because the airport which was there could not accommodate many flights to come. But now with this beautiful airport which they have expanded it, it will be a lot of airlines will be willing to come, because as we know, Zimbabwe is a beautiful country and there's a lot of tourism, and you know, there's a lot to explore. So obviously it will be attracting lots and lots of people and a lot of airlines as well.
I work in the safari industry and we've got a wildlife camp, and I think the new airport's going to bring a lot more tourists in, especially from the States, for hunting, fishing and game viewing. Also business-wise, I think it'll help the economy. A lot more businessmen coming in to do business around Zimbabwe. So I think it'll be a good improvement.
this is a welcome move, a welcome development. There's a lot of convenience, and it also brings dignity to the country. The airport here is meeting the standards, the current trends of standards, and we are happy that the government has seen it fit to upgrade our airport to meet also international standards. So we are proud of that, because this is a national pride where we receive our visitors, our tourists, and things like that. So our airport should match those standards of the international standards, so that there's no difference, and it also brings some kind of more tourists, because in the event that you can see whenever there's an expansion, whenever there's such a development, it's an attractive thing to the tourist nature.
I can see the expansion, even the passengers. The way we accompanied my granny, it was very, very nice. And inside is getting bigger. And also outside there, at the back, I can see it's very, very nice. And there are also number of people going. They are not limiting passengers. And we are also going inside to accompany them. Unlike last time, because of COVID. But this time it's very nice. I can see there's a lot of changes, and I can see there are going to be tourists which are coming also. They are seeing a difference rather than last time where it was very small and it's bigger.
Chirungu kachi international saka tiri kufara kuti zvaendwa tikutozviona kuti zvakufananawo nedzimwe nyika dzese. Saka very excited. Tikuda kutopinda imo izvezvi.
Once new terminals are open to the public, the old terminal will immediately go under renovations to match the other two terminals. The upgrading of the Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport by the government is a true commitment and towards an upper middle income society by 2030 that leaves no one and no place behind. This is one of the projects that magnifies the country's image on the global platform.